Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, nestled in a quaint village surrounded by a dense forest, lived a sweet little girl named Red. Her real name was Rosalind, but everyone called her Red because of the vibrant cloak her grandmother had made for her. It was Red's favorite thing in the world. One sunny morning, Red's mother called her into the kitchen. "Red, darling, could you take this basket of goodies to your grandmother? She's feeling under the weather and could use some cheering up." Red beamed at the thought of visiting her beloved grandmother. "Don't dawdle in the forest, Red," her mother warned as she handed over the basket. "And remember, stick to the path. Don't talk to strangers." Red promised to obey and set off into the woods, humming a merry tune. The birds chirped overhead as she skipped along the winding path, the warmth of the sun filtering through the leaves. Meanwhile, deep in the forest, a sly wolf named Wolfgang sniffed the air. He was always on the lookout for a tasty meal, and today he caught wind of something delicious. "Aha," he muttered to himself, "a little girl with a basket of treats. This could be interesting." Wolfgang, with his cunning ways, took a shortcut to Grandma's cottage. He arrived first and knocked gently on the door. "Who is it?" croaked Grandma from her bed. "It's Red, Grandma," the wolf mimicked Red's voice, trying to sound innocent. "I've brought you some goodies to make you feel better." Delighted, Grandma told him to come inside. But as soon as Wolfgang stepped through the door, his disguise faltered. Grandma gasped, recognizing the wolf's yellow eyes and sharp teeth. She tried to scream, but before she could, Wolfgang pounced and gobbled her up in one gulp. Then he quickly put on Grandma's nightcap and climbed into bed, pulling the covers up to his chin. Shortly afterward, Red arrived at the cottage and knocked cheerfully. "Come in, dear," called the wolf, doing his best to sound like Grandma. Red entered cautiously, noticing something odd about Grandma's appearance. "Oh, Grandma, what big ears you have," she remarked, peering closer. "All the better to hear you with, my dear," replied the wolf, trying to smile kindly. "But Grandma, what big eyes you have," Red continued, her suspicions growing. "All the better to see you with, my dear," said the wolf, his stomach growling with hunger. Finally, Red approached the bed and exclaimed, "Oh, Grandma, what big teeth you have!" Wolfgang couldn't hold back any longer. With a fierce growl, he leapt out of bed, but Red was quicker. She dashed out of the cottage and into the forest, the wolf hot on her heels. Just as Wolfgang was about to catch her, a group of woodcutters working nearby heard Red's cries for help. With their axes in hand, they rushed to her aid. Startled by the sight of so many men, the wolf turned tail and fled into the trees, disappearing without a trace. The woodcutters escorted Red back to her home, where she tearfully reunited with her relieved mother. They never saw the wolf again, but from that day forward, Red always remembered her mother's advice and never strayed from the path when she visited her grandmother. And as for Grandma, well, the woodcutters arrived just in time to save her too. From then on, they all shared a newfound sense of caution and gratitude for each other's safety. Like, subscribe and share for more videos until we meet next time. Stay happy, kids.